Hey everybody, it's Bob Crossan. I'm the editorial director of Wastewater Digest. I'm joined today by Travis Loop. He's the founder of Waterloop. Thanks so much for joining me, Travis. It's great to see you again.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here, and I always depend on your content to help keep me informed in water, so it's fun to be talking to you this way.
Yeah. Well, and now you've been doing Waterloop now full time for quite a bit. What are some of the stories that have kind of informed you maybe the most over this period of time? Like, what are the ones that stick with you the most at the moment?
Yeah, well, I come really from the utility space, having been at US EPA, having been at the Water Environment Federation, but the past 2 years I've really diversified my water experiences around the country as I travel and film, and I've noticed the silos a lot more. So you have that utility space, you have kind of industry and manufacturing and food and beverage, agriculture, then the recreation pillar, if you will, environmental conservation, and I feel like there's a lot of missed opportunities for the utility space to be collaborating and partnering with these other sectors to make progress, to better position water in communities. So you think of the Surfrider Foundation on the recreation side, or Waterkeeper Alliance, Environmental Defense Fund, the big manufacturers like PepsiCo or some of the ag industries. And there's still these silos there, but I've seen a lot of opportunity for collaboration there that's kind of missed.
Yeah. Well, that gets to some of the One Water stuff that I feel like I've been talking with people about at this show. And I talked with Susan Moisio here at WEFTEC, and she was saying that's a big focus of her at Jacobs. And one of the things that I left that conversation is that One Water isn't just about breaking down the silos between the verticals in water, which is always also a problem of drinking water being siloed from wastewater, being siloed from stormwater, when they're all connected at the end of the day, right? And so one of the things she was saying was kind of what you're talking about. Agriculture is directly impacted by what we do. Manufacturing is discharging into our waterways. We have to deal with that as well. So there is opportunity there that we're not necessarily capitalizing on, I guess.
I love that you use that One Water reference, because that's how I look at it too. We talk about that, wastewater, stormwater, and drinking water, but One Water is all these other pieces, our rivers, our coasts, our farm fields, and so that's interesting. I also have had a lot of opportunity to travel around and see sustainable solutions. I go kind of looking for what's positive out there. And it's been interesting to see some of the commonalities in sustainable solutions. So nature-based solutions, returning to nature, the ways that nature can clean and move water is really being tapped into a lot out there. I'd also say that people are really moving to the center. Even with utilities, they're listening a lot more to what the communities want and what they need on the front end of projects, and also developing all these really productive programs for workforce development, developing the local workforce, whether it's plumbers or people that can maintain green infrastructure. That's a big commonality I'm seeing. Water recycling, which I'm so excited about. It's going to be awesome for El Paso to be the first direct potable reuse kind of community next year. What they're doing in San Francisco, Salesforce Tower, the largest building in the West, all of its black water getting recycled on site. But then and this gets to the One Water piece, in Iowa, Des Moines Waterworks for a long time has had to deal with the heavy nutrients coming into their system. But now you have farmers in Iowa that are recycling the tile drain water. That's the water that comes through their fields and is loaded with nutrients. And now they're holding that water in ponds and then recycling it onto their fields. So that has that downstream impact on utilities. So those are a couple of the exciting kind of things, for the people, for recycling, also multi-benefit projects, looking for what's the win-win-win. How do we clean water, but create a great place for the community, create places for wildlife, and again, that's that One Water piece.
Well, the win-win-win thing, when I think about that, I often feel like I see that most often in the stormwater arena, where it's like, all right, cool, we're going to do green infrastructure. Now it's a park that the community gets to benefit from. They also have ownership in it, and they help maintain it, and there's like this symbiotic relationship almost that develops between the utility and its community when you integrate a project like that. And so I'm really interested to see how that evolves into the drinking water market or the wastewater market as well, because it's easier, it's visible in the stormwater market. It's harder to do that with wastewater in the drinking water.
No, really good point. That stormwater management green infrastructure space is just ripe for it. Here in New Orleans, they're doing a whole living with water philosophy, where the public systems, the private sector, even citizens are putting all this green infrastructure, bioswales, rain gardens, small scale, massive scale, and it's just changing communities in a positive way. I think about, I was in Milwaukee where they have a big green infrastructure push.
Yeah.
And at Harley-Davidson headquarters, they just built a park. And it's a multi-use park with green stormwater capture, but also they can have concerts there, community events. I was there and I saw a whole line of Harleys parked, and they were parked on permeable pavers.
Yeah.
Those bikers didn't even really know it, right? But they had their bikes on. But that's just cool stuff that's happening, and I see it like in community after community. Also in communities are turning back to their riverfronts and using that as a public amenity, but also a way to manage stormwater or flooding. So it's cool. Memphis, Tennessee has done a great job with their riverfront.
Yeah. Well, awesome. Well, it's great to talk to you and learn about some of your travels and everything. I always appreciate being able to chat with you. And for everyone who's watching, you can check out our video description below. We'll have some links to Travis's water loop content down there. And thanks once more. It's great to catch up with you here.
Thanks, Bob. Appreciate it.